You made me laugh there. You ready? Yes?
Yes, we're going.
The pilot's on the tanker and he's taking it in, carefully avoiding the sandbanks. But here it needs to do a turn to come into the dock. He'll unload the oil later. And there's one other thing going on. There's a sailing barge coming in, which looks a bit suspicious. So the Coast Guard, they're going to come out and see what's going on. This is the Coast Guard boat. And he's going to go out and check what this sailing barge is doing. And he turns round and some of the Marines jump on the barge and they need to check if there are any naughty boys or bad things on the boat. And they're a bit suspicious, so some of them sail the barge in and some of them stay on the Coast Guard cutter. And they sail the barge in and check it out and they leave it in the creek. This is the creek at the back of the harbour. And the Coast Guard cutter goes back as well. There's one other thing going on. You'll see there's a seaplane here, or a float plane, and that's used for joy flights. And because the sea's calm, he's going to come out here and fly off for a scenic flight. Going to look all over the land and see all the things that are going on, and then come back because it's only half an hour. Probably comes round this way, lands on the sea, and then just motors in to where the people can get off. Now you probably see that at the dock there's a freighter. It's called the Bulstrode, and it's got a cargo of timber. And this crane is a travelling dockside crane. It goes up and down on its own lines like that. And it's busy unloading the timber. It's just taken that lot. Some of it's going on the train, this train here. And some of it's going on a truck. That's going off to Bunnings. And this is a special crane because it's on top of another railway line. This diesel has 4 goods vans full of things to take to the goods yard, and it can go right underneath the crane like that. There we go. And we might take that all the way out of the dock busy on its way. Now, I have to be careful here. There's some points, and the signal man, he has to decide which way the train's going. So I think it's going that way, so it has to change the points, and the diesel goes off in that direction. And the boom gates are down on the level crossing, so the truck to Bunnings, he's had to stop and wait for the train to go by. We'll leave that one there now. So let's look at something else. There's another jetty in the dock, and there isn't a crane on this one except for this mobile crane. And he's unloading pipes for Woodside, for the oil pipeline. He's unloading pipes from this barge onto trucks, which will go to the goods yard eventually. Other things you can see at the dock are quite a lot of timber ready to be exported. When they've unloaded this ship, they'll put some of this on there. So now that that other train's out of the way, this could go up and down wherever you wanted. It could even unload the timber at the end if it wanted to. We'll bring it back. Oops. And he can put the wood on the trucks. Now in the middle of the layout, we've got a forest, and hidden in the forest there's an armoured train. And we need an armoured train in case anyone causes any trouble and it needs sorting out. The armoured train is camouflaged. It's got brown and green so it doesn't show up in the forest. And at the end of the armoured train there's a big railway mounted gun, an 8-inch gun, which could be used for coastal defence, but it's got a limited traverse. Let's go and look at the passenger station. This is the main station here, and you can see two trains. There's this one just coming in, well, I'll back it up first, coming in, pulled by a Gresley, and people can get off. The people in this carriage have to be careful, they have to walk to this end of the carriage to get off because there's a ramp there. And the other train, pulled by a princess, whoops, has lost its carriage. Something went wrong there. We'll just leave that for the time being. In the middle of the layout, there's a quarry and there's lots going on. This is a gravel quarry. We've got a bulldozer and an excavator and a big crane here which can pick up the sand or gravel and dump it in the trucks. But this train, you can see, is full up. It's got 5 trucks full of gravel, so that needs to go off to the goods yard because the driver of the engine, he wants a cup of tea. And some of the gravel is going to be loaded into trucks, lorries. So it's coming into the goods yard. You can see it's very busy. He'll stop his train just there. Well, he wants to be able to get off on the platform, stop it there. And if you look at the goods yard, we've got an excavator there, and you can see what he's loading. He's loading coal. A train's brought some coal, and some of it's stored there, and some goes into trucks and is sent off to the power station. And then at the back, we've got some buildings where they can unload things. And this truck here, this tanker wagon, it's got UD. And UD means United Dairies. It's full of milk, ready to be taken to the supermarket. And if we go round to this side, we can see a train which is full of tanker wagons with petrol. It's got 5 tanker wagons. That one's a big American one. And that's the brake van or guard's van. He puts the brake on at the back of the train if he needs to. And you'll see that the tankers say Shell, and that one's Shell, and that's BP, and that's BP. And BP is Benz Petrol. It's a new company which is supplying petrol. And that's about everything there is to see, I think. So I hope you enjoyed that. Bye-bye.